Well, tonight we're going to have a quick look at a radio that has not long arrived my way. It is the Tecsun R-304D. A very simple, very cheap radio, but not a bad radio nonetheless. There was a R-304, which I understand the difference being it had a internal AC power supply, whereas this one is purely battery only. So let's have a look at the radio. Here you can see fairly large rotary volume control, your power on off switch, reasonably large speaker there. Here's the little LED tuning light, and here is of course your analog tuning dial, and you can see there that the FM actually is the Japanese FM band from 76 to 108 megahertz. AM, your medium wave band, goes from 525 to 1610 kilohertz, and then interestingly we've got two shortwave bands going from 3.2 to 9 megahertz, band shortwave 1 and shortwave 2, 9.05 megahertz to 22 megahertz. Now on top is your wave change switch, telescopic antenna, a very handy carrying handle. This side of the radio, most importantly, is your tuning knob, but it's actually a concentric tuning knob. The inner tuning knob is actually a fine tune, which is certainly necessary when you're tuning around shortwave, no doubt about that. Without that fine tune it'd be very onerous. On the back is your battery compartment there, earphone jack there, basically some nomenclature there, mostly in Chinese as you can see. You've got an external DC supply there, and nothing on that side of the radio. So as you can see, very, very simple radio, nothing much to it at all, but quite a fine performer. On FM though, here in Australia at least, FM is exceptionally sensitive on this radio, and to prevent overloading I've virtually got to collapse the telescopic antenna right down to nothing, and then it'll be fine on FM. But as soon as you pull the antenna up, there's significant overloading on FM, which is a shame, but I believe that others may not have that same sort of problem. The medium wave band's not too bad. I'd say it's only got a reasonably small ferrite rod in it, but nonetheless seems to pick up. It picks up all the primary medium wave stations here, and after dark it performs reasonably well. However, now shortwave 1 and shortwave 2 are superb. You've just got to say that. The only problem is being an analog tune radio, there's a bit of backlash on the tuning, so it takes a little bit of patience to tune in the signal, but it's exceptionally sensitive and reasonably selective for what it is. Now, bearing in mind this is a cheap radio, I think it cost me around about 37 Australian dollars, and that was free postage from China, so I can't complain there. The constructional quality is reasonably good on it. Just a plastic, but then again I suppose you can't sort of complain about anything more. Now this is interesting. Now I'm wondering, it's got a 10 with a like it recycle, so I'm wondering whether the plastic is designed to break down in 10 years, or the radio is designed to be recycled in 10 years. I don't know. I can't read Chinese, so that could be an interesting sort of thing. But Anyway, I'll just turn it on, so I'm not sure what I've got tuned. Actually, it's just tune that in. You can see it's a little bit touchy. And that's I'm pretty sure Shortwave one there, and that would be Aussie radio on 5045 kilohertz. Not a bad signal there. Very strong audio. Surprisingly strong audio, actually. Overall, I like this radio for what it is. I can't stress enough that it is a cheap radio, but it's one of those radios it's a keeper, and you can certainly have a lot of fun with. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed this sort of showing of the Tecsun R-304D, and yeah, I can certainly recommend it if you're looking for just a cheap radio that you would like to play around with on the shortwave bands. Cheers for now, until next time.